No, no, no! It was a bitch vote! Maxi, sorry, auto baby, yeah! Guys, it's quiet. Maybe a little too quiet. Big damage on that Wookiee, but he's pushing back. And good God almighty, Chewie, you get in there. You guys finish that Wookiee off. All right, guys, so here are some ways to maximize your GAC, your Grand Arena Championship fun, and really spice things up. This, in my opinion, is the best damn game mode in the game, and I'm so excited for it to return. So without further ado, let's go to the first one here, which is to scout your opponents. Yeah, when that GAC bracket opens up and everything is set, get in there and scope out your competition. There are lots of tools you can use around this. Discord has the DSR bot, which breaks down a lot of important criteria, including gearing and zetas on meta characters, the amount of speed broken down by certain thresholds. If you're not on Discord, you can also use the in-game view opponent's inventory and sort it by speed. If the matchup looks close, what I like to do is fantasy book the fights. And what I mean by this is I take a look at their inventory and I jot down the teams that they have that I would build for both offense and defense if I were playing their account. This gives you a good idea of how much you want to commit on offense and how much you want to hold back on defense. So pretty simple stuff to start us off. Next, we're going to talk about knowing the tricks. And what I mean by this is either retreating the fight or force closing the application if you know you can't win the fight. Another thing you can do here is to take out a key character. This could be a leader, or it could be someone with like a revive mechanic. Think Jolie, think Daka, and then time the fight out. And what I can tell you guys, if you do that approach where you time the fight out with one of those characters being down, the leader or Jolie or Daka, the revive mechanic for those guys does not carry over, nor does the leadership ability when you go back into the next fight. So it's an important tool to learn. You can't stress it enough. And if you think that's cheating or gaming the system, it's no different than retreating just to prevent the turn meter. It just allows you a little bit more time to do so if you can't get another turn off. And if you're assuming your opponents are not doing this, you're putting yourself at a massive disadvantage. Next up, we've got defenses. Do not show the same defenses in all 3 rounds of the tournament. Many times I'll run the same defenses in round 1 or 2, but I think it's a bad habit to get into as your opponents have the ability to talk to each other and could potentially reveal information about the defenses they saw from you, assuming you beat them. I like to show a completely different defense in round 3, and I'm obviously a guy who has streamed every single GA Grand Arena since its inception, so people pretty much know what to expect from me. And it doesn't help that I keep all those streams available for everybody to see on demand. Anyways, a variety of defenses. Keep it fresh, Hall. Next up, we've got learn the counters. Now, I know this graphic has been shown all throughout the internet. It's absolutely amazing stuff. I know a lot of content creators have covered this at length, but it does an amazing job of summarizing the characters, the priorities, the possible replacements, and all the counters. It's important to know here which Zetas matter here, because a lot of the time, Zetas like on 3PO and Hoda, those things only matter in certain game modes and not in GA. So know your Zetas, know which Zetas are important, know the counters. I know I sound like I'm saying, learn how to play the game, but hell, Hall, I've been playing this game for over 3 years, and I still don't know how to maximize my roster and deal with some of these teams in which I've never farmed, stuff like Night Sisters, First Order. I just never bothered with those teams, and I know they're amazing teams, but I don't play them, so I don't really know their weaknesses other than what's been told to me. And I think it helps to have all those teams and to play with them, and then you get a few reps and you know where they struggle and you know how to game around them. So learn the counters, learn this graphic. It is an amazing graphic. Good stuff here. Next up, what I want to tell you guys, this is a little subjective here, but I would say be a little different with your teams, both on defense and off, specifically on defense. One thing I really like about Grand Arena is the mind games that can be played. When you cross that 3 million GP threshold, you begin to see a lot of veteran players who have a very deep roster, but typically, you know, they have some meta, but maybe just not all of it. They've got a fair amount of bloat. Very rarely you'll come across that hyper-focused mini whale that just has all the best stuff. My point here is to give them a little bit something different to look at. They've been playing that game long enough. They know the counters for the absolute meta version of that team. So why not give them a little bit of a different wrinkle? Give them maybe a slightly watered down version of that Jedi Knight Revan team. Give them a choice. Do I really commit my full-on counter that I know will beat this, or am I just wasting characters at that point? It's a very fun dynamic to make them either undercommit or just go full-on overkill, and it allows you to free up some good characters to basically use other places. So give them a bit of a different look. The next thing here, it's very tough for me to say because I'm as competitive as they come, but what I would say to you guys is don't stress the wins and losses, and don't think you have to win to have fun. One thing that has really stuck with me about this game and really curbed my desire to spend in this game is that now I realize it's not 100% about having all the new shit that comes out. As my friend Darth Micro suggests, it's all about kind of the journey here, and my journey in this game has been amazing. It's been the most amazing journey I've ever had in a game. I've been an officer, a guild leader, a content creator, a theory crafter, and a game changer. It's been a fun ride, and now I realize all my best memories were a part of the journey, not when I unlocked Darth Revan and Darth Malak. I mean, that was all money which was funded by the channel and fueled by the channel. But rather, when I beat the meta with Lobot, when the community, when I'm like live streaming, the community rallies around a thrilling win in Grand Arena, or just something as simple as getting my Tuskens to Gear 12. Those were all massive, just fun things, massive accomplishments, and a way for me to feel different and unique. The wins and losses just don't really matter at the end of the day. As a guy who was so focused on a Grand Arena win streak and championships, really, it doesn't matter, man. It's all about just having fun. I'm not going to spend a ton of time talking about mods here, but it's a very important point, even more so because of the minimal impacts they have on your GP. I mean, just think about it, guys. You farm up an entire new team, gear them up, star them up, and you are basically inflating your GP at that point, putting you in a higher threshold possibly. So mods keep your GP pretty much the same, and all they do is help you just get better and better. So there are a ton of services out there, Crouching Rancor, Grand Ivory, even guys in the community who specialize in mods. Big shout out to the Hall Zone Slicer, Macias. Anyways, it's not earth-shattering news, guys, but mods are important, and they're not fun to farm, but damn, you need them, and you got to go learn it or find someone to help you learn it. Now, this next point is probably my favorite in this video here, and that's to farm what you want and just embrace those organic consequences. Do you? Now, this is a common theme you've heard repeated over on Reddit, over and over, and all the forums and all of the content creators. To truly have fun with this game, and in this game mode, Grand Arena Championships, just farm the characters you enjoy. That's it, guys. And I have a great story to help illustrate this point. So probably the most original and organic idea that has ever come from my channel is the Beauty and the Beast team, which happened for a few different reasons. Originally, had to farm up my Gamorrean guard, we call him Gamu, had to farm up my Gamu for a little series I did called Scoundrels versus the Meta. Now, it was a bit of a gimmick character. He was not good at the time, but he had some amazing moments in that series. I'm talking putting 12 dots of counterattacks on GK, which was then followed up by this massive execute from Boba and just a shocker. So it was absolutely amazing. Then Visas came out, and I would be totally honest with you guys. I was absolutely in love with Visas. I love her look, the red lightsaber, the anti-Sith light side. She's just perfection, guys. She just does it for me. I've always had a crush on her. Well, I geared up both these two characters, gave the Zeta to Visas. Wish I could give 3 Zetas to Gamu. But anyways, I geared them up. They were total outcasts. And when Grand Arena came along, they just somehow found their way together because they didn't have homes. So I ultimately ended up putting these two characters together under a generic good leader like Rex. And boom, you suddenly had this amazing anti-Sith team. No one ever thought of it. It was just this organic thing that came about from absolutely nothing, and my community absolutely adores it. It's their favorite team that I run. It wouldn't have happened had I not just been me. So you do you. And the last thing here is to interact with your opponents. I know this can be daunting at times. This can be a little intimidating. But what I can say here is my most memorable Grand Arena have come from fighting amazing community members who have embraced it, who have had the banter with me, the back and forth, had fun, provided live feedback. We had guys posting screenshots, guys going on live with me, just knowing they're on a stream and they're totally headfirst in love with it. So be a good sport. If someone reaches out to you, send them a message and respond. Just be a good person. Say hi, have fun with it. This is the one thing I've learned, guys, especially with Arena Shard mates, is I had a guy in Mexico beat the hell out of me since day one. We were both Mountain Time Zone, beat the hell out of me. One of my best guys, D-Tusk, he quit playing the game. D-Tusk, if you're out there, love you, buddy, miss you. I fought head-to-head with this guy for a year, finally said I had enough, brought him into the Shard chat, one of the most amazing, just fun guys to be around. So with that being said, be very nice and respectful toward everybody else and just give it a try and let me know, guys. It's super fun. So with that being said, guys, go spice up your Grand Arena. It is coming back, baby. And before we get on out of here, Hall, let's give a shout out to our... Where are we going? Let's go with the Spice Runners. Hall, you want to be a Spice Runner, all you got to do is hit that join button over on the YouTube channel. And here we go. We got Lord Grim, Rook, Captain Coldblood, TIE Fighter Expresso, TFE, my man Zeus Filippo, Dante, Quinn 415, Icarus, Seldar, Nikki P, Atari, Hanzo Steel, Alonzo, Remus from the Unknown Regions, Slow and Low, LC Leviathan, Night War, RJ Bradshaw, Revenator, Knights of Renegade, the Sexy Wizard, and Lord Grim. And there you go, guys. Those are our Spice Runners. You too can be a Spice Runner. Just hit that join button. Get yourself some emojis, some badges. I think we're going to Protection Up badge next month, Hall. Big shout out, guys. And here we go, everybody. That's our Spice Runners. Love them. With that being said, good night from the Outer Rim. Actually, good day. It's the middle of the day here in the Outer Rim. Hope you guys have a fun GA. Do tune in, GAC. Grand Arena streams moving over to Twitch. Link is in the description below. I will be posting the recaps over here on YouTube. Going back to my roots, making videos over here on YouTube. Hope you guys enjoy. I will see you next time. Good night from the Outer Rim, baby.